It was frantic and frenetic on the grid, but the rain finally abated with a 20-lap race distance. Toprak Razgatlioglu versus Jonathan Ray. It's match point in Mandalika with your commentary team of Alex Raby and Steve English for race 1 in Indonesia.
Morning everybody.
Morning.
Welcome back to Life on the Run. Well, what did you think to
You can't remember it, can you?
well, Bishop's Castle. Bishop Castle. What do you think to it then, folks? They probably said enough about it anyway. Don't want to be too disparaging.
Oh.
Just a quirky place. Somebody said, use the word quirky.
Yeah.
That sums it up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bit quirky.
Yeah.
I've decided to stay here today and chill out. So we did a bit of driving yesterday, going down to Craven Arms and then over to Bishop's Castle. So I don't feel like charging about today.
He told me that the gas place was just down the road.
That is because Google, Google puts your location on the map where you are, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And Google put me in the wrong place.
Oh.
Google put me on the road just up above the Craven Arms.
Oh.
That's why I thought the Craven Arms were just down the road.
Oh.
So it wasn't my fault.
Right.
I saw the spot where we were and just thought,
it's just down
that's
the road.
handy. So, yeah, we're a bit further than I thought.
But you wanted to go to Bishop's Castle.
We're on way to Bishop's Castle anyway, so we're all right. I wanted to go there because I saw a young couple on YouTube here that had been there and it looked interesting. Might be interesting Thursday, Friday and Saturday and maybe even Sunday, I think, but not on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday. Because according to the guys in the pub, the place closes Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday.
There are a couple of places.
I've never known a town do that. I mean, poor buggers that are open. That place is deserted. Must be sitting there twiddling their thumbs all day. Anyway, actually, I got last night I got a message, a comment from someone who we met when we were in Scotland 2 years ago or 3 years ago, God knows, time goes. When we were at Tomlitool. Hiya you two, yeah. We remember that. Yeah, we do. That was very nice.
In fact, we were only talking about it a few days before.
Weren't
we?
Yeah.
How we enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Although the pubs weren't very...
No, in Tomlitool,
No, they were a bit strange.
A bit strange. Yeah, they were. Tomlitool, nice place. Yeah. But it reminded me of a story that I haven't told on here about the Krask Inn. I mean, I can't remember your names. The couple who I'm referring to know about. I told them the story about the Krask Inn because we'd been on the west coast, and Ellen and Carl will know that we're not right fond at west coast of Scotland. We love the east coast, but we're not right fond at west coast of Scotland. And we were over there and doing the west coast, and we got so fed up, we just made a charge back out of the west coast. And I drove for quite a long while. And I was getting a bit tired, we were hungry, we hadn't stopped. We were hungry and thirsty, and I was fed up of driving.
We'd ended up at a place where we'd been before, and you'd had to have a fill-in. haven't we?
when we did the East Coast, I got toothache and I finished up having to have a tooth out at a dentist.
Oh, it were a tooth out on it.
I tell you what, I'll come out of here and I'm going to look it up on the map and I'll tell you where it was. It was on the road from Legg up to John O'Groats. It's actually on the map, is the Krask Inn. Well, we were bombing along that road. I think it's a single track road for I don't know how long. We were wanting somewhere to just stop for night. Anyway, I come past this building on my right. We come on it all of a sudden, and I thought it was a pub because I saw a pub sign, and then I saw a church sign, and I said to Pat, "Was that a pub?" And we pulled up, and was it a church? She said, "Well, I saw a pub sign," so we backed up. Sure enough, at one end of the building was a church sign, and at the other end of the building was a pub sign. It was called the Krask Inn. So opposite side of the road from the pub, little parking area. So I pulled in on there. I said to Pat, "I'll just go across and see what's going on here," because it just looked deserted, really. So I walked across and it just looked like a house with a front door. And I gingerly turned the knob, thinking, am I walking into somebody's front room here? Pushed the door open and there's the bar. So it was a pub. There were a couple in there, actually. It turned out that half of this building were a church and half of it were a pub.
His dining room area, what church, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was the vicar. The landlord was the vicar. Well, I said to him, "I've just pulled up on your car park in a motorhome and come in to see if you're open," and you are. I said to him, "Are you doing food?" He says, "We are. We're having," what were it, Pat? Lasagna. So he said, "Lasagna tonight." He said. I said, "Oh, great." I said, "I'm parked up on your little car park. Could I stay at night if I come in and use your pub?" He says, "Of course you can." So, what a relief. So I went and got Pat, and there was a roaring fire. There was a roar, or did he light it?
He lit it when we were there, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know, he lit this fire, and it was really, I got a glass of red. And this glass of red was just going down. Really, really nice. And eventually this fire got going and the dog come and laid in front of it. And I took my shoes off, put my feet on the dog in front of this fire. And I was just really at home. I thought, this is great, is this? Anyway, I sucked this glass of red. I had another one, which is unusual for me. I was really comfortable. And time were going on, wasn't it, Pat?
Yeah, it got to after 5 o'clock and we thought, when are we going to eat? When's he going to say? And he said he were waiting for other people to arrive.
He did, yeah. And then at 5 o'clock he said, "We're having a prayer meeting in the other room if you'd like to join us." Well, we didn't. And people kept turning up then. There were a couple who were walking from John O'Groats, from Land's End to John O'Groats, so they were on the last leg of it, weren't they?
Yeah.
And then there were an old lady who was staying, and an old man who was staying.
An old gentleman, and then there were another couple that arrived.
You notice Pat says old gentleman and not old man. Old lady and not old woman. See, there's the difference between me and Pat. Go on,
Sorry.
Pat.
That couple who were walking, they set off, didn't they? And then another couple arrived, So there were like, I think there were
Set
like
off? What
six
do you
of
mean
us.
set off?
They set off again,
No,
didn't they?
no,
Or
they
were
were.
they the ones
They
that...
stayed, didn't they stay for the meal?
I'm not quite sure.
I thought they did.
Yeah.
How
Oh,
many
I
of
thought
us
they
were out?
left.
Eventually, I think it was late. I think it was 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, yeah, which is late to eat
I were
for us.
kind of well oiled actually. By the time he served tea and he called us all into the other room. How many of us were there?
There were 6 of us
Six,
altogether.
were there?
Yeah.
We all sat down together, complete strangers who had never met. And we all sat down to a meal.
All on the same table.
All on the same table. And we got talking, of course, didn't we?
Oh, yeah.
We had really interesting conversations with people, didn't we?
Yeah. I think we were there till about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock.
10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we were there till 10 o'clock, and it were all homemade. His wife had made all the food. It were lovely food. And of course we stumbled into the motorhome afterwards and went, I think, out best night's sleep I had for years. But it reminded me of that place we were in Bishop's Castle yesterday, because it were a very old-fashioned and eccentric place. All done spontaneously. A bit like that lady in that place yesterday.
In cafe.
Yeah.
Little Indian.
Yeah. There were no set menu, were there? There were no set menu at the Krask Inn. You did what you were doing.
No, it were all...
You had what you were making that day. And if you didn't want it, you didn't have out.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were no choice. Yeah. But I thought, what an interesting place. And it was after we'd been there that we met that couple in Tomnitool.
Yeah.
With the dogs. We had that lovely evening with them, yeah. Yeah, that's just an interesting story.
That little bowling green were nice, and they were very nice people, weren't they?
Yeah.
Even, the bowling club people, they let us play bowls. And
It was all-weather bowling green. Wasn't grass. It was lovely.
I mean,
surface.
Not that we play bowls
Well,
very well, we don't, but it was just nice to have a little play about, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And at back of us was this garden, like grass field with picnic benches in, and that's where we had his evening meal with a couple next to us, isn't it?
Yeah.
It was really nice.
It was. Yeah, it was a lovely little spot. It was one of these places. It had hookups, but it was first come, first served. You didn't book. You just turned up, and if there was a space, you could stop, and if there wasn't a space, you couldn't stop. That were it.
There were a gents and a ladies' toilet that were open with a sink in there, wasn't there?
Was it a tenner?
I think so, yeah.
It was cheap.
It was cheap, yeah. Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, it was. One of the nicer episodes of a Scotland trip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently one of the couple that we had as tea with, one of their dogs has died.
Since then, yeah.
Since then.
Yeah.
But I think it went very well when we met them, were it?
No. But Carl and Ellen are waiting for me to talk about all the faults that we found with this motorhome. Do you remember the story we were telling?
Yeah. Have you got enough time?
So it's 9 minutes.
All right.
There's maybe a couple of other little bits to add on. Yeah, when we part exchanged the little camper for this, what I call this van. Put your hands over your ears, darling. I don't want Twatt. It's a van called Twatt. When they agreed to MOT test it and do an habitation check. And they did.
According to the forms.
We got all the forms, and they'd done the MOT, and every box on the habitation check had been ticked. So we set off on our first trip in it, didn't we?
Yeah.
Went to actually Onley, near Home Firth we went, I remember. And I don't know how Pat's BDI spotted it. The sink's a bit untidy, actually. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, we just had breakfast. And
we just
still
had
got all my
breakfast.
stuff out.
Underneath.
You can show them if you want.
I'll show you it. I'll show you it.
Sunday.
When we got to this site.
Oh, just be careful of that. Things open.
Underneath there.
Yeah, you can see it grey.
Can you see? That's the pipe ended there, and there was a gap. Didn't even it? Am I shut? No, I'm not. There.
Yeah.
Right. It ended there. Did the pipe? There was a gap. It wasn't even attached. If we'd have put water in it, it'd have just all run down here. So I had to go and get this lot here to make it reach. And yet it had been ticked.
As habitable.
Everything had been ticked. This light here, see this light above the kitchen here?
That didn't work.
It didn't work. I thought it was a bulb that had gone. So we went out, took it to bits to take the bulb out, make sure that we got the right bulb. And it was the electric, all the gubbins at the end were just melted. Totally melted. How the heck that had melted, I don't know. But I had to send off for a complete kit. Then the bathroom, the shower had a leak. And when I took the fascia off the shower, where underneath the tap it's screwed in like a plate that comes off, there were a piece missing, plastic piece missing out of the where the pipes go into the plastic part underneath the tap was missing.
So we had to send off for a new shower head.
We did.
Knob thing.
We did. And well, we got. Then we were driving. We had to go to the dentist in Brig, and I parked it up in Brig. And when I come out, there were drips at the front, and the radiator were leaking. I drove to a garage for them to have a look at this radiator, and I noticed all diesel, all wet, round the fuel filter housing. And whoever had tested, put a new filter, when they did the MOT and the service, must have put a new filter in it and over-tightened it, or cross-threaded it. So that were buggered, and all was the housing. All these things we found. I was so disgusted. I went back to them and I told them that although it were under warranty, I wasn't going to bring it back to them because I didn't really trust them to do the job right. I did the interior bits myself because Carl knows how good I am at these things. And I had to take it to a garage to have a new housing fitted for the fuel filter. Yeah, so that war, and it went on from there. We've had a new clutch in it. You know, I don't know what else we haven't had done to this.
We had trouble with heater fan thing under.
And we still do. I had an engineer come, and it's the fan housing. Took the fan housing off, and he took it all to pieces and re-centered it because it squeaks.
Yeah.
But it still does it when you've had it on. like in the winter time when it's on a
Yeah.
lot, it does start squeaking. It's just, it warps. It must flex the metal as it gets hot and it comes into contact with the fins. Probably a tiniest amount. I mean, there's not much play. He didn't have a lot to work with.
It sort of screams. It goes,
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it annoys Pat. It's just something
yeah,
else
because
to
I'm
annoy.
sat on bed watching telly and it's screaming.
It don't do it all the time.
No, not all the time.
And it at least it works. It
Yeah.
could pack it in. On the fridge, we found the fridge was, the base that the fridge was stood on had collapsed.
Yeah, because we'd asked them to sort something out there, hadn't we?
Well, the fridge wasn't in right,
No.
and they never sorted that out. The shelf on that the fridge was stood on were collapsing.
So we've got a piece of wood under it.
Yeah, I've done one of my repairs, Carl. It's fine now.
I'm still waiting for him to do bathroom light because I've got a light over the sink, but over the toilet it's behind a piece of glass and it's one of them long lights, but it doesn't give off enough light.
She wants me to move it underneath the cupboard.
Oh, do something with it.
Do you think I'm
Put a bigger
capable
light
of
on.
that?
Oh dear.
Don't know. Right.
Never mind. So what else have we?
No more else. No, nothing else.
Oh, we had a leak here in
Oh,
Skylight.
I fixed that.
Yes, you did, didn't you? You put some silicone round it. It used to drip on seat.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah,
I fixed that.
it did.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Botch
all
it and
right at
Scarpa
some
did it.
things.
Botchet and Scarpa did it.
Oh, dear.
Okay. Right. We'll see you later.
Bye.
Bye.